Come on, can y'all welcome me in Facebook with me, Fairway? Hey, but that was good. That didn't sound like y'all been fasting. That didn't sound like y'all were weak. It sounded like y'all strong. Amen. We want to welcome you in Facebook to our Feed Your Faith Bible study, to one of the greatest churches in America, right here in Senatoria, Mississippi, Fairway Christian Church. Amen. We almost finished with our fast. Three-week fast. Yeah. I had no ice cream. I ain't been like one of my guys, one of my new best friends, AG. I'm just going to give y'all his initials. AG was struggling so hard one day. I've been waiting to tell this story. I'm waiting till he get it. And AG, I'm not going to tell y'all his real name. AG was struggling so hard one day. AG forgot. And AG placed the order at Chipotle. And he placed that bowl. It was a chicken bowl. But he remembered. He said, God dog, I wasn't supposed to order chicken. So AG called him for back and said, look, this is me. Take the chicken off, but leave the juice. Leave the juice. I had no, AG said, and he was serious. He didn't want to break his fast. He called me. He said, Pastor, can we get the juice? I said, AG, get the juice. So that's how good our members have been doing during the fast. Y'all been doing really good. I word in the streets that some of y'all have been doing good. Y'all just been doing what you want to do. That's okay. But also word in the streets that many of y'all have been doing really good. And so God has been great to us. Of course, the enemy has been attacking our church because we've been fasting on all sides. But we've gone from a lot of things going on. I'm watching things get better. And I'm looking forward to things. I'm projecting in the future that things are going to be great. Amen? Amen. I'm trusting God. It's going to do a great thing because of the fast. Amen. Facebook, before we came live, I reminded our church of a quote that I mentioned about A.W. Tozer last week. And because we're talking about Joseph, this quote, I think it means a lot. Tozer said, it is doubtful whether God can bless a man greatly until he has hurt him deeply. It is doubtful whether God can bless a man greatly until he has hurt him deeply. Joseph, who we're talking about tonight, was hurt deeply. Joseph was hurt greatly. He was hurt greatly, but God blessed him greatly. He was hurt deeply, but God blessed him greatly. That's what I'm trying to say. Amen. He went through a lot. And he's one of the Fantastic Four in our series of Genesis, these 50 chapters. We're in chapter 41 tonight. And we watched Joseph go from privilege with the coat of many colors. He went from privilege to a pit where it was dirty and they snatched his pretty coat off of him. And then he went from the pit to this palace where he was the man, back with clean attire and running things. And then he went from there into prison, falsely accused of something that he did not do. From Potiphar's wife, falsely accused of raping or attempting to rape her. And so now, and it all started with his dreams. His dreams got him in trouble. And now, I told y'all in chapter 37, and now we're going to see tonight that his dreams are going to get him out of trouble. His gift as it relates to dreams are going to get him out of trouble. And so I want us to adopt that Joseph mentality, y'all. I want us to understand God is showing us imagery in the life of Joseph. He's showing us how things can change overnight. But Joseph shows us that when you're doing good, when you're wearing the coat of many colors, you love God. Joseph is showing us when you're in the pit, you love God. Ooh, that's good. Joseph is showing us when you come out the pit and get back into a palace, he's showing us you love God. He's showing us like you go from the palace, now you're in prison, he shows us you love God. And then tonight, he's going to go from prison to becoming second in charge of all of Egypt. Can I get a witness? Now watch this. This is big because he is not an Egyptian. He's a Hebrew. He's an Israelite. And God is so powerful, he's going to become second in charge because the same dreams or the gift of dreaming that got him into trouble is going to get him out of trouble. So watch this in chapter 41. We'll give us a quick summation. God's perfect timing, wisdom, and promotion from suffering to purpose is what we're going to see. After 2 years, Pharaoh has troubling dreams that no one can interpret. So we know that Joseph was in prison for at least 2 years because this was when the baker and the butler or the cupbearer was in there and he interpreted their dreams. We know from last week that the baker died. He was hanged. He interpreted his dream. That what happened. He interpreted the cupbearer or the butler's dream that he would be restored back to his position. Remember last week he was restored back, but he forgot to tell the Pharaoh about my guy Joseph. But that was all part of God's plan. Don't y'all get upset when y'all done something for somebody and it seems like they've forgotten about you. Can I get a witness? Because God still sees. And make sure when you do something for somebody, you don't look for them to do something for you. But now if you do make an arrangement, because Joseph made an arrangement with him. And sometimes we make arrangements with folks and they say they're going to do something and they don't always do it. Can I get a witness? I love Joseph. He shows us how to bless God when it's good. He shows us how to bless God when it's bad. Y'all hear me, Fairway? That's what I'm trying to push in y'all. I'm trying to push that in y'all. It's not going to always be good. Y'all hear me? Like, it's just not. And I don't want y'all to fall out and faint when it's not. Can I get a witness? I don't want y'all to stop coming to church. Like when you get a $10,000 tax refund, you had a birthday party that year, and everything's good, you feeling good. I see y'all every Sunday. But then when all hell breaks loose, Pastor, I just didn't want to come to church. No! We got it in reverse. That's when you need to get here. Can I get a witness? Listen, I was telling a young man, and this is what I had to adopt for myself. Attitude. You can't always change what you're around. But you can change your attitude about what you're around. Can I get a witness? Joseph gives us the example, man. Think about him now. Spoiled 17-year-old. Didn't have to get dirty. Now he in a dusty pit. Then he get revived and in the palace and then in prison. And he ain't did nothing. Y'all know Joseph didn't do nothing. He didn't talk about nobody. He ain't go call nobody, tell nobody about their girlfriend. He ain't trip about nothing. His brother was the hate. He didn't do nothing to deserve what he was getting. And if we would be honest, we deserve some of the stuff we get. I ain't gonna lie. I've done a couple of things that were really bad. And if I was doing blessing or whooping for bad, I had a lot of whoopings and I can tag it, but a lot of my whoopings, because they were so bad, I need a lot of whoopings. So when something happened and I already had said, well, he did that because I did that, I still said, he's still doing that because I did that. Many of us, we do stuff and we deserve our whooping. Joseph didn't do nothing. Y'all hear me? And he still blessed God. He still trusted God. He still loved God. So Joseph is brought from prison. He gives God the credit. And he interprets the dreams as, because we're going to get into the chapter. I'm just giving y'all the summation. Pharaoh had these dreams. And so Joseph is finally called up out of prison because the cupbearer the butler remembered and told the Pharaoh, and he came out. And so he interprets the dreams as 7 years of abundance, followed by 7 years of famine. He also provides a wise plan to store food. We're going to read it in a second. Pharaoh recognizes God's hand on Joseph and elevates him to second in command over Egypt. When famine comes, Egypt is prepared, and Joseph's position sets the stage to save many, including his family. Amen. I think there's something there. Like God has put many of us in position to not only save or be there for many, but to save our family. Yeah. Can I get a witness? Amen. You wonder why so much stuff happened to you? You the strong one. Now, I get it. Even the strong ones get weak. Even the strong ones have to cry. Even the strong ones need somebody to talk to, but it don't change the fact that you're the strong one.
All right.
Y'all hear me? Look at Joseph.
Yeah.
He had 11 other brothers. Why he had to go through so much? God done.
That's it.
He was the one.
Yes.
If you hear me and you've experienced something, you might be the one. Can I get a witness?
Amen.
I love Joseph. So 3 things, 3 points. I'm going to put on the screen for y'all just 3 ideas from the chapter, and we're going to get into the verses, and we might not finish this. I'm going to try to move through it. That's why I'm giving y'all a summary, because it's 50-something verses. 3 main ideas from chapter 41. Delay delivered destiny, discernment directed decisions, and preparation preserved purpose. For delay delivered destiny, Joseph's long wait leads to sudden promotion. God's timing turns waiting seasons into breakthrough moments. Do y'all hear me? The delay delivered destiny.
Yeah.
Right? That delay in the pit, in prison, in this case, that delay was for God to deliver him into his destiny.
Yeah.
Can I get a witness?
Yeah.
Sometimes delay is set to deliver you into your destiny.
Amen.
Right? For the promotion. Like, he got the biggest promotion you can get. Second in charge. Was not a Hebrew or Egyptian. Where they do that at?
That's right.
God does things like that. Like, God will put you in positions. He will elevate you in places you never thought you would be.
Yeah.
Can I get a witness?
Amen.
Number 2, discernment directed decisions. Joseph interprets the dream and provides strategy. Godly wisdom gives both revelation and it gives direction. Godly wisdom gives both revelation and it gives direction. We're going to see discernment directed his decisions. That's why Joseph is so powerful. And finally, we see preparation preserve purpose. The stored grain we're going to read about in a minute sustains nations during the famine. What God provides in one season sustains you for the next one.
Yeah.
Do y'all hear me?
Yeah.
This story is beautiful. As we're going to get into the verses, like all this grain, all this stuff was stored up for the 7 years of plenty and abundance to set them up to be provided for in the seasons ahead.
Yeah.
For many of us, and I know y'all have messed, anybody here ever messed up money?
Yeah.
Like gambled it off or bought too much stuff and just went out too much. Some of us go out to eat. That's one of the reasons why we fasted 3 weeks, no shopping. Somebody should have a few extra dollars in their pocket. I hope you ain't saved it all up so you can spend it on coffee. Like me and Nikki might do after. No, we ain't gonna do good. So let's get to it. Come on, RJ, hit me up. Shout out to Jay on the 1s and 2s, on the recording, RJ in the media room holding down these slides for us. So let's get to it. So Joseph in prison, cupbearer, butler come out, what Joseph prophesied about, the dreams happened. One was hanged, that was the baker. And the other dream interpreted was that the cupbearer or the butler was going to be restored to his position. And so now we pick it up 2 full years later. So remember, Joseph wanted the cupbearer to tell the Pharaoh about him. After that, he spent 2 more years in jail, y'all.
Right.
Look at this. So that's why if I had a son right now, me and T. Fadden, we get a chance to name him Joseph. Because this dude is so powerful. T. Fairly, like my name, I'm Chris, and she Tina, so Chris Stina. That's y'all know how to think about that, don't you? Christina. No? Okay, we're going to leave on from that. Because we sure ain't have no children. Doo-wop is enough. Doo-wop is enough. All right, so watch this. So 2 full years later, Pharaoh dreamed that he was standing on the bank of the Nile. So now, remember, Joseph has the gift of interpreting dreams. So now we have Pharaoh that's having these dreams. And these same dreams, or this gift of dream that got him into trouble, is about to get him out of trouble. Standing on the bank of the Nile River. In his dream, he saw 7 fat, healthy cows come up out of the river and begin grazing in the marsh. And I want y'all to just look at these numbers. Numbers mean something. So his dream saw 7 fat, healthy cows come up out of the river and begin grazing in the marsh grass. Then he saw 7 more cows come up behind them from the Nile. But these were scrawny and thin. These cows stood beside the fat cows on the riverbank. Then the scrawny, thin cows ate the 7 healthy fat cows. At this point in the dream, Pharaoh woke up like a nightmare. And y'all have a night wake up in sweats. He's like, whoa, what is this? But then you're like, man, I'm going to go back to sleep and I hope I don't get back into that dream again. But he did. He fell asleep again and had a second dream. This time he saw 7 heads of grain, plump and beautiful, growing on a single stalk. The next dream. Then 7 more heads of grain appeared, but these were shriveled and withered by the east wind. And these thin heads swallowed up the 7 plump, well-formed heads. Then Pharaoh woke up again and realized it was a dream. The next morning, here it is. The next morning, Pharaoh was very disturbed by the dreams. So he called for all the magicians and wise men of Egypt. When Pharaoh told them his dreams, not one of them could tell him what they meant. Listen, you can tap into Mother Cherie or whoever does those crystal balls. You can tap into whoever you think is the smartest in your life right now that can help you in your marriage, help you in your career. If you don't tap into God, it ain't going to work. Can I get a witness? They may lie, because see, none of them could interpret it. They could have lied, but they would have been lying. And that's what happened to many of us. We get lies from folk. We get folk are telling us and giving us advice and giving us information like they God. And they really, some of them may like you and love, they're trying to do the right thing, but listen, we need the God thing. Can I get a witness? So it wouldn't work. No magicians, none of his wise men could help. So finally the king's chief cupbearer spoke up. After 2 years, you rascal, today I have been reminded of my failure. At least he owned his stuff, because he was supposed to tell the Pharaoh 2 years ago. But everything happens in God's plan. He told Pharaoh, he said, today I have been reminded of my failure, he told Pharaoh. Next screen. Some time ago, you were angry with the chief baker and me, and you imprisoned us in the palace of the captain of the guard. One night, the chief baker and I each had a dream, and each dream had its own meaning. There was a young Hebrew man with us in the prison who was a slave of the captain of the guard. We told him our dreams, and he told us what each of our dreams meant. And everything happened just as he had predicted. I was restored to my position as cupbearer, and the chief baker was executed and impaled on a pole. Pharaoh sent for Joseph at once, and he was quickly brought from the prison. After he shaved and changed his clothes, he went in and stood before Pharaoh. So let me park it here. Pharaoh was Hebrew, right? Hebrews normally had beards. They normally had long hair. Egyptian, y'all watched the movie Moses, that Pharaoh had. Sometimes they have a little ponytail, but they normally have a clean shaven head and face. Joseph was smart enough, when he cleaned himself up, he shaved his head and face. He knew he had to look like them, right? So he cleaned himself up. That was Egyptian. They were normally clean shaven, head and face. Somebody said cue ball look, just bald, Okay. And for record, I shaved my face all off one time, my mustache and everything. My wife acted like she did not like me no more. I walk in, damn, she look at me. I'm like, stop looking at me. Let that go back, don't you cut it off no more. Sounded like a milk does, said just smooth. So, you heard that? Okay, all right, so where am I? 13, 14. All right, so Pharaoh sent for Joseph at once, and he was quickly brought from the prison after he shaved and changed his clothes. He went in and stood before Pharaoh. Next screen. Then Pharaoh said to Joseph, I had a dream last night, and no one can tell me what it means. But I have heard that when you hear about a dream, you can interpret it. I love Joseph. That's why I'm telling y'all, Joseph is a great example for us to learn from. Watch this. He said, it is beyond my power to do this, Joseph replied. He says, but God can tell you what it means and set you at ease. Joseph never wanted credit for nothing. That's the way I want to be. I don't want credit. When this church grows, when people join, when we get a breakthrough, when God does something, I don't want credit. God gets all the credit. Y'all hear me? All the credit. I was talking to a guy last night, getting ready to build a church And it's hard for me to explain to people how this happened. Because the way I did some things, Nikki and Derek would have crucified me for how I did some things, and Lisa and them, and the route I took from a personal perspective. And that's because they care about me, right? So it's hard for me to articulate to anybody how this happened. It really is. Because I can say, like Joseph, it is beyond my power to do this. But God can tell you what it means and set you at ease. That's what he told Pharaoh. So Pharaoh told Joseph his dream. In my dream, he said, watch this, y'all. I'm repeating what the dream said. I was standing on the bank of the Nile River, and I saw 7 fat. I'm going to move fast in this part. Healthy cows come up out of the river and begin grazing. Look at the fat and the thin part of what happens. Begin grazing in the marsh grass. But when I saw 7 sick-looking cows, scrawny and thin, come up after them, I've never seen such a sorry-looking animals in all the land of Egypt. Next screen. These thin, scrawny cows are the 7. Okay, back it up for me, RJ. I went too fast. So Pharaoh told you in my dream, he said I was standing, and I saw him fed the cows. Okay, verse 19. But when I saw 7 thin-looking cows, scrawny and thin, some up after them, I'd never seen such sorry-looking animals in all the land of Egypt. Okay, next screen. Okay, these things. Okay, there. So these thin, scrawny cows ate the 7 fat cows. But afterward, you wouldn't have known it, for they were still as thin and scrawny as before. Then I woke up. In my dream, I also saw 7 heads of grain, full and beautiful, growing on a single stalk. Then 7 more heads of grain appeared, but these were blighted, shriveled, and withered by the east wind. And the shriveled heads swallowed the 7 healthy heads. I told these dreams to the magicians, but no one could tell me what they mean. Yeah. Now here goes Joseph. Joseph responded, both of Pharaoh's dreams mean the same thing. God is telling Pharaoh in advance what he is about to do. Next screen. The 7 healthy cows and the 7 healthy heads of grain both represent 7 years of prosperity. Yeah. That's why I told y'all, watch the numbers, watch the imagery when he talks about plump and size. The Bible is filled with imagery and poetry. And so this is what we're getting. So the 7 thin, scrawny cows that came up later and the 7 thin heads of grain withered by the east wind represent 7 years of famine. Yeah. This will happen just as I have described it, for God has revealed to Pharaoh in advance what he's about to do. Yeah. All right. Watch God. Now he's going to promote my guy Joseph. The next 7 years will be a period of great prosperity throughout the land of Egypt, but afterward there will be 7 years of famine, so great that all the prosperity will be forgotten in Egypt. Famine will destroy the land. Amen. Next screen. Yes. This is good. So this famine will be so severe that even the memory of the good years will be erased. Has it ever been bad in any of y'all lives that y'all forget about when you did have groceries? Yeah, I do. We've been hungry sometime when I was little. I forgot what stamp day, what we call it. Stamp day when it goes down. Stamp day, we're going to have some tacos. We love stamp day, but we have tacos. But then we went out of food, boy, the family gets heavy, of course, and we forget about stamp day. That's what he was telling them, the family was going to be so bad, they was going to forget about the time of plenty. So, where am I at, y'all? 32? So as for having 2 similar dreams, it means that these events have been decreed by God, and he will soon make them happen. So therefore, Pharaoh should find an intelligent and wise man. Look at Joseph. He's so awesome. Find an intelligent and wise man and put him in charge of the entire land of Egypt. Yeah. Ain't that something? Amen. After he tells you what he tells him, so you probably need to get a guy that can handle this and watch what he does. Then Pharaoh should appoint supervisors over the land and let them collect 1/5 of all the crops during the 7 good years. Have them gather all the food produced in the good years that are just ahead and bring it to Pharaoh's storehouses, store it away, and guard it so there will be food in the cities. Next screen. All right. We're trying to get to 57. That way there will be enough to eat when the 7 years of famine come to the land of Egypt. Otherwise, this famine would be to destroy the land. So he interpreted a dream. The thin grain was going to eat the fat grain, or the fatted cows would eat the thin cows. if they didn't store up grain for the future, for the 7 year, prepare for the 7-year famine. That's all he was saying. And this is the other instructions. So Joseph's suggestions were well received by Pharaoh and his officials. So Pharaoh asked his officials, can we find anyone else like this man so obviously filled with the Spirit of God? Then Pharaoh said to Joseph, since God has revealed the meaning of the dreams to you, clearly no one else is as intelligent or wise as you are. Can we just clap for God, how awesome he is? Like, in this moment, Egyptians worship idols. But in this moment, he's giving credit to the living God. In this moment, he's saying, this man is obviously filled with the Spirit of God. Fairway family, on Facebook, in my present life, at some point, somebody needs to look at you and see God. Can I get a witness? I'm talking about y'all married couples, y'all hear me? Like, they shouldn't always see you squalling and being the devil and blinking out. Like, I tell y'all my stories of T. Fairley, but T. Fairley, I see God in her a lot. Facebook, her auntie said, we love her though. She said, they should see God. So Joseph says, God, yeah. Okay, verse 4. You will be in charge of my court, and all my people will take orders from you. Only I sitting on my throne will have rank higher than yours. Look how God can turn things around. We only get caught up when things turn around in our life for bad. We like to remember and think all the time about the bad. When things are bad, y'all, listen, after the shock and awe of a bad situation, you have to find a way to remember the good. That's right. Can I get a witness? Yes. If you do that, if your mindset focuses and you think about the goodness of God, your attitude will change the things around you. And then you set yourself up for promotion. So Pharaoh said to Joseph, I hereby put you in charge of the entire land of Egypt. What? Yes. No experience other than in Potiphar's house. 17-year-old. Now, by this time, he's probably about 30 years old. I think I'm going to give some years in a minute. He got to be around 30 now. 17 when he left. We take 2 years that we counted for in prison, and then the time he served in Potiphar's house. And so here we go, verse 1 and 2. Then Pharaoh removed his signet. This is how powerful God is. When God is in it, he put a stamp on it. When God is in your life, he'll put the stamp on it. When God moves in your life, when you give your life to him, when you let him be the Lord over your life, he'll put the stamp on it. Can I get a witness? When you let God change you instead of you trying to change you and change others, God will put the stamp on it. Watch this guy. Pharaoh removed his signet ring from his hand and placed it on Joseph's fingers. Pakashai. He dressed him in fine linen clothing and hung a gold chain. Listen, we weren't the first one wearing gold chains in the hood. And it right there, hung his gold chain on. Y'all know they was wearing earrings and gold chains, nose rings. Y'all ain't that hip. They was doing it way back then. This stuff was cool. And he hung a gold chain around his neck. Then he had Joseph ride in the chariot reserved for his second in command. And wherever Joseph went, the command was shouted, kneel down! So Pharaoh put Joseph in charge of all of Egypt. I'm getting happy because Joseph was just in prison. Joseph was just in the pit. And Joseph was just with his pops, chilling. And now he's the second in charge of a whole nation. Don't tell me what God can't do for you in your life if you stick with him and trust him through everything. Y'all, we got to trust him in pits. We got to trust him in prisons. Can I get a witness? It's easy to trust him in palaces. It's easy to trust him when you're in charge of people. Ain't it? Oh man, I'm a manager. I got 9 people on the meeting. Sit down! You got 9 people under you, but you don't know God. Can I get a witness? And you got 9 people under you, and when God demotes you, when something happens in life and life situation happens, and you lose their position, you fall out in faint. You lose your mind because you put everything on your position and you put nothing on God. Joseph, this man was just in prison 30 days ago, 30 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago. Now they kneeling down. He's in charge, and Pharaoh said to him, I am Pharaoh, but no one will lift a hand or foot in the entire land of Egypt without your approval. Ain't that something? His only experience is prison. And the Pharaoh said, listen, no one can do nothing without your approval. You Hebrew. These Egyptians got to listen to you, you Hebrew. Can I get a witness? Ain't that something? So watch Joseph. He calls out Joseph, how awesome he is. And next screen. Then Pharaoh gave Joseph a new Egyptian name, Zephaniah. Okay, we're going to move on. I'm going to stick with Joseph. Yeah. He also gave him a wife whose name was Asenath. Like all these blessings happening now. She was the daughter of Potiphar, the priest of On. So Joseph took charge of the entire land of Egypt. He was 30 years old. So here it is, from 17, so 13 years had passed. He's 30 years old. Reminds me of Jesus. Jesus was 30 years old when his ministry started, right? Jesus ministered for 3 years. Yes. He lived for 33 years and some change before he died. So he was 33 years old when he began serving in the court of Pharaoh, the king of Egypt. And when Joseph left Pharaoh's presence, he inspected the entire land of Egypt as predicted for 7 years. Here it is, the dream comes to pass. The land produced bumper crops. During those years, Joseph gathered all the crops grown in Egypt and stored the grain from the surrounding fields in the cities. Next screen. We're going to finish it. He piled up huge amounts of grain like sand on the seashore. Finally, he stopped keeping records because there was too much to measure. During this time, before the first of the famine years, 2 sons were born. So now Joseph had some kids born to Joseph and his wife, Asenath, the daughter of Potiphar, the priest of On. Joseph named his older son Manasseh. Yes. He said, God has made me forget all my troubles. So Manasseh, he really his nickname probably was Amnesia. Because his son don't y'all know Joseph had some troubles? Yeah. Can y'all imagine being depressed? Your brothers try to kill you. They throw you in the pit. You got falsely accused by father. You ain't did nothing. He had some troubles, but his son, he says, he names him Manasseh because God has made me forget all my troubles. And everyone in my father's family. And so Joseph named his second son Ephraim, for he said, God has made me fruitful in this land of my grief. At last, the 7 years of bumper crops throughout the land of Egypt came to an end. Next screen. We finishing right here. Then the 7 years of famine began, just as Joseph had predicted. The famine also struck all the surrounding countries, but throughout Egypt there was plenty of food. Look at God. Set it up through Joseph. Eventually, however, the famine spread throughout the land of Egypt as well. And when the people cried out to Pharaoh for food, he told them, go to Joseph and do whatever he tells you. So with severe famine everywhere, Joseph, this is setting up next week. This is setting up the encounter with his family again. Joseph opened up the storehouses. Go to Joseph. So with severe famine everywhere, Joseph opened up the storehouses and distributed grain to the Egyptians. For the famine was severe throughout the land of Egypt, and people from all around came to Egypt to buy grain from Joseph because the famine was severe throughout the world. Yeah. Let me say this, and I'm finished. Right on time. Joseph is so different from a lot of us because probably in the streets, not Chris Fairway now. The first thing I would have did, Pastor David, when I got charged of everybody, I would have put an APB out for Mr. and Mrs. Potiphar. Well, y'all, like, he's in charge. Potiphar is there. Mrs. Potiphar is there. She lied on me and said that I tried to rape her, and he believed her, rightly so, that's his wife, and threw me in prison, didn't check nothing out, just pack her shaft. So since I'm in charge, I would have said, bring Mr. and Mrs. Potiphar to me. All right. Joseph didn't do that. Right. Y'all hear me? Joseph experienced everything that we experience right now. Amen. But he did not do what we have been doing right now. No. Can I get a witness? Amen. I wrote this down and finished. God can move you from the prison to the palace in a moment, using every season to position you for your purpose. Y'all hear me, Fairway? Come on, clap for chapter 41. Joseph, an honorable man. Joseph had troubles. Joseph went through prison and pits. But then Joseph waited God out, and his destiny led him to promotion and to second in charge. Can I get a witness? Y'all hang in there. You in the pit. If you're in the pit, hang in there. If you're in the pit, have the right attitude. If you're in the prison, have the right attitude. And then God can take you to a place you never imagined. Facebook, we're going to get out of here. We love y'all. Y'all be back here Sunday morning for our Easter service. We got a long program. We're going to give it to our youth. I'm going to tell y'all heroes for 3 minutes, and I'm going to sit down and give it to the youth. And I just told y'all, my name said, I'm going to tell y'all heroes. And we're going to have a good day on Easter next Sunday. We love y'all. Attach yourself to a Bible-based church, and we're going to sign out. Come on, clap at the face.